Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/PettyRevenge. In today's episode, try to mansplain my son's illness to me? I'll get better grades than you. Thanks for the lesson on apartment parking garage etiquette. Party till 4 a.m.? Enjoy my hammering. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. Try to mansplain my son's illness to me? I'll get better grades than you. This happened about 8 years ago, when I was in undergrad at my university. I was a young, single mom and my toddler son was always sick. It turned out that he had asthma, and always tended to develop bronchiolitis, and had once developed pneumonia. One day, I was speaking with my friend about my son's most recent bout of bronchiolitis, and this guy, a grad student in our undergrad class, I'd had him as a TA before, decides to join our conversation, uninvited. Bronchiolitis isn't a thing, you know. It's bronchitis. Well, I was exhausted from being up constantly with a sick toddler, so I glared at him and said in my iciest voice, "Bronchiolitis is an inflammation in the bronchioles while bronchitis is in the bronchi. Please don't talk about things you obviously don't know about." But that isn't the petty revenge, of course. Our professor would give prizes to the top 3 test grades and the top overall grade. I've always been a good student, but I made sure to study harder and get 100 or almost 100 on every quiz or test. Each time it was satisfying to see his face when he heard my name called. The most delicious was end of the quarter. He never tried to speak to me again. Thanks for the lesson on apartment parking garage etiquette. I live in a small apartment building with a shared parking garage. It's pretty rare that I actually see any other tenants down there, but recently as I was about to pull out of the garage, my neighbor was about to pull in. Now, I've always believed the right-of-way goes to whoever is there first, but my neighbor loudly and angrily believed the driver going in gets priority over the driver going out. He decided to make his point by standing outside the garage with the opener, and every time I clicked to open, he would click to close. When I said he was going to make me late, he laughed and said I deserved it for breaking the rules and that I should just call an Uber. Flash forward to today. This morning I saw him heading to his car as I was taking the trash out. I decided to camp out unseen in my car, garage door opener in hand, and every time it would open halfway, I'd stop and reverse it. After about 15 minutes, he parked and walked outside on his phone, I assume trying to get service to call an Uber for himself. After a few minutes, he gave up and got back into his car to give the garage another try. Strangely enough, it kept stopping halfway. I can still hear his screams of anguish and defeat. Edit, clarification for those debating the etiquette. This is a wide residential road with minimal traffic, and there's plenty of room on the driveway to wait. My neighbor was not even there until the garage door was halfway open. Again, it's not like I even pulled out of the garage first, he started closing it on me before either of us had a chance to move. Regardless, the real point is that his response to the situation struck me as unnecessarily petty. So I responded in kind. Party till 4 a.m.? Enjoy my hammering. The last couple years the house next door to mine was rented to a few 20-something dudes who would party and play loud music until like 4 a.m. The houses are pretty close together, so it was loud inside my house even with all the windows shut, and it would keep me up most of the night. Doing it on the weekends was bad enough, but sometimes it would be on a Thursday and I'd have to work the next day on just a couple hours sleep. Needless to say, I was always pissed and petty when this happened. Now my house has a wooden deck in the back and it wraps around the same side of the house that faces these neighbors. It's a pretty old deck and the nails work their way up over time, so periodically I have to hammer them back in. When the AHs next door would party super late, I'd wake around 7 as I usually do. I'm incapable of sleeping in late even after little sleep, and at 7:30 I'd get out my hammer and start hammering my deck nails in. about 10 feet away from two of their bedroom windows. I had lots of nails that needed to be hammered in. Sometimes one of the guys would scream out in frustration, and it was very satisfying. I don't sleep, you don't sleep, dude. Fortunately, they moved away not too long ago. I like to think I had something to do with it. ETA around here 7 a.m. is a normal time for noisy work to start, like construction crews and roofers. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.